an entrepreneur who's speaking in front of thousands of people, coaching in huge consulting and coaching environments, you must confront the unknown and the uncomfortable all the time.
All the time. All the time. It becomes a sense of peace for me now, though. Because when you've gone through craziness, like you get to the point where like these uncomfortable situations are now tests. They're actually fun for me. I'm like, I wonder if I can get up on stage, talk in front of these people, they'll actually like it. Or I wonder if I make this thing to help these people, if they'll actually take it and utilize it, how can I make it be better for them? And so you jump in this world where people like the security of like knowing I got a paycheck, doing this, it's safe, I can eat, and I don't have security in that. And I don't because I don't want to leave this planet in any way having not accomplished what I was like philosophically meant to accomplish. Because I realize I have gifts that were given to me by whatever God you want to call it, and in that sense, like I don't want to waste this. And so yeah, I happen upon situations that are scary all the time, areas where I feel like I'm not capable all the time. But in those moments, I'm like, but can I be? Is there more I don't know about myself? And so I push the envelope. But yeah, most definitely, I'm uncomfortable all the time. Like I flew in for this right now, and I'm on like 4 hours of sleep, and I'm gonna go back home and get some stuff work. So I'm always doing things, but I get used to the discomfort of it, and it becomes comfort for me.
Well, I love what you said. You talk about the message essentially of to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah.
And I think that's a powerful message. And you kind of got to that point by breaking the victim mentality.
Yeah.
How do you think you help people break that victim mentality? Because I think it's a rampant problem in our country.
Yeah.
And you obviously, you recognized it, identified it, and said, I don't want to be that. If that's what I sound like, I want to figure out a different way.
I think the biggest thing is there's a weird sense of control and lack of control. So when you have the victim mentality, it's saying, I have no control. So that's a vicious cycle, because now if I have no control, the thought is if I do something, it won't matter. Whereas for me, I accepted control, and I said, okay, I can make this control, this outcome change, right? But then you also have to accept that what you've done to that point is also your fault. So the tough acceptance to say, well, this is all my fault, but I can have more control and be hopeful, or I didn't have anything to do with that, therefore any work I do, I can't change anything. So you have to basically choose the side of the coin you want to be on. I think of it like this: you have a future. You're not living in the past. Look at this side of it, right? In the aspect of I have no control, it hasn't happened, the future's not very grand. It's kind of like, nothing can change. Although you have to accept the past, the future's great in the backside of saying, I have control. So it's like, yes, I put myself in bad situations, or someone did something wrong because I accepted them in, or I didn't believe something at the time, whatever it might be. But when you can step back and drop the ego for a moment, own that little piece and say, I had some control, even if it was controlling my reactions or actions to something. Now you say, you know what? Because that was my piece, my part, I'm not going to do it this time, and everything positively changes for you.
So tell me how the transition from NFL to career and identity, and your identity being in football, how did you make that transition? And you said it's still an ongoing process.
It's always an ongoing problem. Still, literally the identity is something that I think we always have a battle with internally. We're always trying to figure out like who we are, what we do, why we're here, the purpose of being on this planet. And I think for me the transition was tough because I'd spent my entire years of kind of coming in to the world of being Anthony the football player. Like, I'm Anthony, I play in college football, I play in the NFL, I'm the football player. And then now you're just Anthony. And what is that? Like, am I Anthony the coach? Am I Anthony the dad, the husband? Like, who is Anthony, right? So that whole transition is tough because we're trying to find, again, our meaning. And when you put all this work into something you can't do anymore, everything, the meaning goes away. You gotta find a new meaning. And so for me, it's been a search to figure out where I get fulfillment first, like what fills my soul up, and then if I know this thing is something that fills me up, how can I do more of that, even against the odds? Because most people, like we know, like there's something you love to do that fills you up, but the problem is you don't know how to do it for a living. You don't know how to do it for the ability to do it every day because you want to, not because you have to. And I think that the transition for me was tough, but what I started realizing is I do well at talking. I can speak, and I enjoy talking, and I love people, and I love sharing whatever I've experienced with them, because my story is not my story, it's my life, but it's a story to other people. So I share my life, which happens to be a story that they can get lessons from and then apply to their lives. And so I spend time packaging up whatever I can from my life in a way that's digestible for people and saying, here's what I experienced. If you want to have this kind of bad, place you're at, change and be here, here's what you do to get there. I reverse engineer and say, do this, and I give it back, and people, they get benefits, and whether it's build a business or opening a better training facility because I run a gym or just being a happier person, it really shifts everything for people.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I love bringing people and influencers to the audience is people of men of character and integrity, and everything I've heard about you and from getting to know you, you just represent that through and through, and you're about giving back in everything you do.
Yeah, thank you.
Why are you about giving back, and why do you think that's important for others to be about as well, and how does that shape you?
It shapes me every day because I get to meet new people. It's always a different experience, but I realize that for me, I'm very selfish as a person. And it sounds odd, but it's a different kind of selfish. Mm-hmm. The way that I'm selfish, and the way I believe most people should if you want to give back, is to selfishly desire appreciation. In a certain way that's not like saying you have to give it to me, but I want it to be given to me because people want to, right? Like love. You don't demand love, you want love freely given. And so for me, I realize that I have these things I love to do. What's cool is I love to do something that people love to have me do, right? Coach, talk, speak, whatever it may be. And when I do, like, I want to thank you. I want someone to say, Anthony, that helped me. And in order to get that, genuinely get that, I have to give all of me to them. Whether it's my time, my mind, my everything. And in doing that, I know my return's gonna be the appreciation I want. I think I'm still, like the little boy in me is still saying, I want that wanting. I want to be needed, I want whatever, because my mom just gave me away, didn't want me. And I battled with that, like, do I want it to be kind of how I operate as a human? And I just owned it. I said, you know what, this is who I am. Like, it's not that I operate a negative place from that, but it's a positive place. I'm putting a better spin on it because there's people that come from my walk of life all the time. Every day there's a kid right this moment somewhere, might be watching this, who's like, that's me. And my only thing is I want someone to hear whatever I have to say or use something I can teach them and then make their life better and say, thank you, Anthony, you matter to me.
Yeah. You talk about trust your hustle.
Yeah.
You wrote a book about it. It's a core message of yours. I love how you break it down in the two aspects. Can you tell them what trust your hustle is all about and what it means to you?
Yeah. So trust your hustle it was an accidental message. It wasn't intentional. It kind of flew out of my mouth one day. But trust your hustle is this mindset that I have of we all have these dreams. Like you have a dream you want to get accomplished in some way, shape, or form. But the problem is that you've tried something like in the past or something hasn't panned out the way you wanted to. And so now whenever you start thinking about doing something, putting effort in, right? Because you have to put effort in, you have to hustle to get something. The thought of putting in is like, but what if it won't work? Or what if I fail again? Or is it worth it? Or this is the easier route. And so because we don't trust our hustle, we don't have these amazing lives. We don't have things to come to fruition. We don't win, right? Because you're not even putting the effort in the first place. Mm-hmm. The thought is like, well, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to try in the first place. Or you'll half-heartedly do it. And again, you'll also fail. So what I look at is how can I teach you to, one, find trust that's already there, which is past successes. We focus a lot on the negatives, but focus on some of the positives in a unique way that I teach. And allows you to say, oh, I do have the ability to succeed in here. You already gained some like inset trust. It's already built in there. So you have a little bit of a monster that says, yeah, I can do this. Then I start looking at how do you step-by-step structure whatever goal you want, and then you start making baby steps and tracking the wins. So you're tracking little successes, you start building a little bit of trust and a little bit of trust and a little bit more. And over time, when it comes to that big thing, it's like, can you do this? You're like, well, I'm gonna look back at the past and say, yeah, I've got this, and this has been great. I've succeeded. I failed a little bit, but I've succeeded. You know what? I'm gonna try this. That's all you need is to try it. When you try it, you're trying it with full, like heart, full passion, full trust that you can accomplish it. And when you do that enough, you'll get to a point where like I am, and it's not an arrogancy, but it's kind of a whatever you put in my way, I'll figure out. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know how. I don't know how to at first, but I know I'm gonna run into a problem. But when I do, I bring me to the problem. And when I got that sense in me, like, I mean, if Trump can be president, I can be president. You know, like, it's Absolutely. A matter of whatever you choose. And when you have that, it's more of you're trusting your ability to figure it out. That's it.
I don't think I could have possibly scripted you to talk more about dreaming big and acting small and the importance of it through your own message and powers. That was phenomenal. I love it.
Cool.
You know, U of O got a new coach, Coach Taggart, and I heard him recently talking about how his kind of slogan and from his family background is do something. Yeah. And he coaches his players to do that, and you're doing a whole lot of something, in all these different areas. One of those things is your nightly 90. Yeah. Just maybe talk about how the audience can engage with you and follow you and improve their lives in 2017 from the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so I look at this way, like I'm not a guy that says, you have to work with me or have to follow me. Like I want you to want to, right? It's the same kind of concept. Again, I give my all in everything I do, and I'm a human built on consistency. Like I'm really big on what I say I'm going to do, even if I don't want to do it in the moment. There's a lot of times it happens, I'm like, I don't want to do that, but I said I would. And so the best way for you to follow along is just to go and see if what I do is something that interests you. I put a video out every single night called a Nightly 90, and it's video 705 tonight. Straight days, every night. And the idea is I just want to share some of me with the world in a way that helps people. And if who I am resonates, and if what I do makes sense or could help, then at that point you reach out and say, hey, Anthony, need some help, and if I can help you, I will help you. If I can't, I'll tell you where to go to get the help. But pretty much it, man. I'm a pretty off-the-cuff kind of guy. I let things roll, but when I get to work, my goal is to realize that my success is every one of my clients' success. I couldn't do what I do if people didn't like look at me and say, hey, can you help me, and provide the payment to do it. So in order for that to take place, I look at exponential ability to grow, and if I'm going to have any ability to stay around for a while, I got to give my all to every client like it's my first client. So if you follow along and it makes sense, cool. If you want to just follow along, it's simple. You can go to facebook.com/Anthony Trucks.
So I'm a huge believer that intensity is good, but consistency is king.
Yeah.
And I feel like you just represent that with over 700 nightly 90s now. Talk about that for you and how you've seen the progress and the impact that you're having, and from video 1 to video 700 plus.
Yeah. The first videos I did got like 15 views, and that was like it. And I was like, when I got to I was at 300 videos and still getting maybe 50 to 100 views. I wasn't getting much. And it was this thing where I just kept beating the walls. Like, eventually it's going to give. And around 305, I was like, maybe I stop this. At 320, it went from a couple 50 to 100 to 1,000 a night. And so now it just picks up and rolls. And it was this kind of thing where I realized that a lot of people in the space of what I do, whether it be marketing online or coaching or teaching or sharing or speaking, they'll go and say, I'm going to do a video every week for the next rest of my life. And then one day they just miss it. And then a month goes by, and then 2 months goes by, and next thing you know, these people, they pop back on the scene, and then all of a sudden, hey, I want to coach you on these videos, and it's like, well, where have you been? It's a lack of trust. And so what I realize is, for me, one of the biggest things I want people to see actionably is I walk the talk of trust your hustle. Every day, every night, I grind, I build these things out, and to not miss a day. I travel the world, I make sure the timing is set up so I can post it, everything's done a specific way because I want people to happen across my work and say, this guy's for real. He really does what he says he's going to do, and that's how I operate. And if you are in the space of trying to coach people, you have to realize that human beings, we nowadays and all days, honestly, are built upon trust. But online, your trust isn't put into what you say and how cool it is. It's, are you where you're going to be when you say you're going to be there? And do you actually help when it comes time? And also, behind the scenes, if someone sends you a message, do you respond to it? Or do you just never talk to people? How is everything behind the scenes? Because that matters. Your business and even as a person non-business, everything lives and dies in the dark. The conversations you don't see being had about you matter.
That's good. How do you talk about anchoring your values, the importance of that, and then how you balance everything going on in life with the things that matter most to you and not letting those things get squeezed out? You
have to plan really well and stick to a plan. You got to have an actual schedule for your day, and you got to put everything's into my schedule. It's a sheet of paper I fill out, put in my phone, and it tells me what I'm doing, if I'm eating, if I'm sleeping, if I'm traveling, no matter what's going on. And what you do is balance. I don't think exists. I think we all go at a specific speed. The idea is to get things off the ship that are slowing it down. So if for some reason you have a bunch on your boat and the boat's going slow, throw things overboard so you can go faster, right? Just get rid of some stuff, even though it's hard, and then be keen on what you actually put on. So don't take things on, don't just say yes because you want to say yes. Think about it. Can I do it? Will it fit? And then go from there. And then outside of that, when it comes to getting so much done, it's really a matter of being very very dialed into why you're doing it. I think sometimes we don't look at the reason we're doing something. We start to put a bunch of stuff on, and we just maybe I'll do that, and that's why you're not really fully invested. But if you understand really why, and it all makes sense, then you'll be able to say no much easier. That's a big thing we trouble with, is saying no to people. We don't want to have anybody oh, you could have helped, but he was being a bad guy, and in case he said no. Well, if I'm saying no because I'm telling you I can't do that because I'm going to Portland to film this podcast, it's well, that makes sense. He can't make it to my little barbecue at the house. He's got to go somewhere. There's yes. Yeah. But if there's no plan, there's no reason why, then it's hard to say no. No, why not? I just want to sit at my house. I don't want to go to your barbecue. It's just a little bit more difficult.
You need a powerful yes to make the no easy.
Exactly. Then your powerful yes is, in fact, a no.
That's good. Last question I have for you is, with everything going on in the world right now, what do you think the world needs from us as citizens? If you could boil down one thing, that you think we just need to bring more of to the table, what would it be?
Hustle, man. I have a little thing on my wrist that says hustle. And I don't mean hustle in a sense of like sacrificing what matters. I think hustle in terms of like doing your absolute best. Like there's a lot of guys and girls I know that like you just listen to how they operate, how they talk, and they're not doing their best. And when everybody else is not doing their best, then what happens is you're mad at that person because they're not doing what they should do. But then you're not doing the same thing either. It's a vicious cycle of the entire world of nobody like showing up to work at the right time, or being present in meetings, or taking care of their health, or just trying to be happy, or owning things, like putting their best foot forward. And it takes work to do that. It takes like internal work, sometimes physical work to do it. But if you just like really chose to hustle a little bit more, you get so much more done, and you'd be happy with yourself. And then people who are around you, in fact, would be around a happier person. So they'd be happier, because the world's a reflection of you. If you come into the world in a kind of like a crappy mood, the world's gonna respond in kind. But if you're happy because you're owning something, doing something you love, when you give back, the very few people will see a happy person and want to be mean to you. Yeah, we have trolls, it's part of the world, but most of the time people are like, oh, I love this person, like, and they're gonna want to be happy in your presence. I don't run into very many unhappy people, and when I do, they leave happy sometimes. But that's just pretty much how I choose to operate in the world.
I love it. Well, thank you. I promised you he would deliver a powerful message, and he delivered. I don't think I could have possibly found somebody who represents the heart and essence of dreaming big and acting small and living it in the light and in the dark consistently. So thank you for who you are and everything you do for your family and those around you. And continue to dream big, act small, make 2017 your best year yet. Thanks for following, guys.